Hello guys, what is up? Eman from Peso Smart PH here and welcome sa panibagong episode. Of course, shout out din sa mga podcast listeners natin. Today, discuss natin what is a tender offer. Konting background lang dito kasi nalaman ko lang lately, I think last week, na nagbigay ng tender offer yung sa yung Pepsi na stock. So yun, curious ako ano bang meaning nun. So yan, gusto ko lang din i-share sa inyo kung ano yung mga nahanap ko. So syempre first off, we need to define kung ano ba yung tender offer. So yung unang source natin is Wikipedia. So sabi dito, tender offer is a type of public takeover bid basically. And then, of course, it is a public kasi sa mga public traded companies to nangyari. Open offer or invitation by a prospective acquirer to all stockholders of a publicly traded corporation, as I've said earlier, to tender their stock or sell for sale at a specified price. So, naka-specify na agad yung price, fixed yun. So, for example, meron kang stocks ni company A around sabihin natin 5,000 shares. So for example, binili mo siya last year lang and then binili mo siya at 5 pesos per share. Bibilin yun ni ni company na gusto mag-acquire or yung nag-offer ng tender offer at a higher price dun sa current market price. So for example, nag-increase na siya after a year, naging 6 pesos per share na siya. Hindi niya 6 pesos bibilin yun. It's it's above that. So, for example, sabihin natin 6.10, 6.15 para mas parang ma-compel ka kumbaga or like ma-convince ka to sell your shares to them. And then usually the bidder contacts shareholders directly. Yeah, sorry sa typo. But yeah, directly yun. The directors of the company may or may not have endorsed the tender offer proposal. So yeah, pag hindi nila alam, basically ano yun, parang hostile takeover. Gustong like merong like person or like a group of people or let's say a corporation na gusto mag-take over din sa company na yun. And then yung next source natin is Investopedia. So sabi dito, it's a type of a public takeover bid constituting an offer to purchase some or all of shareholder shares in a corporation. So yeah, usually it is made publicly and they invite shareholders to sell their shares for a specified price, so fixed yan, and then within a particular window of time. So usually gusto nila like a month pa lang like mangyari na yung takeover. And then, syempre, it's a premium to the market price. And then, meron minimum or like maximum number of shares sold. Contingent yun dun. Okay, so yung example nga natin is ito. For example, sabihin natin si company A, naging profitable siya, ganyan. And then, gusto siyang i-acquire ni company B. So, paano nga ba yun magagawa ni company B? Kailangan niya magkaroon ng majority shares ni company A para siya na may control over that particular company. So basically that's 51% of all the shares. So for example, syempre yung mga like founders or for example yung mga naging CEO, nagkaroon sila ng shares. Sabihin natin nagko-comprise yun ng ano mo yung number like 40%. Sabihin natin ganun. Then yung publicly traded is 60%. So yun, kung mabili nila like lang 51 or up or pataas na percentage nung common shares na yun from the public, they're gonna be like the majority shareholders nung company. But I think hindi ganun nag-work, like dapat less than 50%, I think yung nakokontrol ng public. Like usually nasa 10% pag nag-IPO yung mga companies. Kasi syempre dapat merong majority shareholder. And then, so why is a tender offer issued nga ba? Ano ba yung reason behind this? So basically, a publicly traded company issues a tender offer with the intent to buy back its own outstanding securities. So yung mga shares na ino-own ng individual or like parties of investors na nagtitrade nung stock na yun, or like parang there's just sitting on it. And then occasionally, a tender offer is issued directly to shareholders without the board of directors' consent. So yun nga, nasabi ko kanina, is an example ng hostile takeover. But sometimes naman di naman siya laging hostile. Like, alam nung directors or like nung majority shareholders ng company na yan, and then they kind of like agreed na mag-take over yan. Yung kung sino man yan, like corporation or tao. And then they'll encourage the current shareholders to sell their stocks to that particular acquirer. And then it is usually acquired by hedge funds, private equity firms, management-led investor groups, and other companies. And then ayan, nagtitrade siya below or at a discount up price after a day na ma-announce yung tender offer, kasi nga syempre above the market price nga siya bibilin nung so like usually bumababa talaga yung demand, and I think parang sinususpend din yung like trading like within the duration of the tender offer. And then this is attributed syempre din sa uncertainty of and time needed for the offer. Ayan. Well, to sum it up, basically nagbibigay lang ng tender offer if like may gustong mag-take over doon sa company. Yun lang yun. And then, of course, common sense naman yun, the shares of stock purchased in a tender offer become the property of the purchaser. So they can like sell it again if they like. Pero I doubt that they will do that immediately. Kasi nga gusto nilang mag-take control doon sa company. And then yun, syempre, they're at an expense since above the market price, the current market price, yung babayaran nila. Just to take all the, like almost all of the common shares out there. Okay. And then, ano ba yung advantages or pros ng tender offer? Marami yan. So, yung investor or yung buyer are not obligated to buy shares until a set number are tendered. Okay, so hindi sila compelled. And then, this prevents investors from liquidating stock positions if yung offer is mag-fail, if hindi siya mag-fulfill. And then, acquirers can also include escape clauses releasing liability for buying the shares. So yeah, that's really good then. Like parang meron kang security, like extra layer of security if you do this. And then ito, isang example, if the government rejects a proposed acquisition citing antitrust violations, the acquirer can refuse to buy tendered shares. Siyempre, kailangan nating like protektahan yung investor, yung mga investors, syempre. And then generally, they earn more than normal investments in the stock market. Yeah, we'll see in the coming like months, I think, or maybe a year. I don't know. There's a pip. Kasi I'm not gonna sell mine. I'm just gonna sit on it for a couple of months and see kung ano ba yung mangyayari. Like, meron din downsides Like, pwede siya madelist or whatnot, but I don't really mind. Nagbibigay naman silang dividends, and kung mag-stop siya, then I think that's fine pa din. Like, parang kita ko like nasa 1.4k something pag in-accept ko yung sa PEP, but I'm not gonna take that. I'm not in it for the short term naman, and like wala pang halos 1 year pa lang nasa portfolio ko yung sa Pepsi, so we'll see. And then ano nga ba yung disadvantages or cons of a tender offer? So first off, syempre it's very expensive for the acquirer kung complete nila yung hostile takeover. Kasi nga, yun, dapat above the market price sila bumili ng stocks, ng shares. Kasi like, hindi mo compel yung current shareholders na magbenta sa kanila if hindi nila like tatasan yung price, diba? And then, yeah, a higher price is usually offered compared to the current market price, as I've said earlier. And then, yun, sabi dito, there are a lot of miscellaneous fees. So yeah, SEC, yung syempre yung lawyers na like nag-handle nung stuff nila, like paperworks and like legal stuff. And then of course other fees na may incur pa along the way. And then of course it's very time consuming. But of course yung mga gumagawa naman nito, alam nila may worth it. Like yung pag-take over na doon sa company. And kung mutual naman, like doon sa bibili na entity and dun sa bibilhin na entity. Like, yun, mutual naman sila. I think mas may madali yung process. And then, ayun, examples natin in the PSE. Ito kaka-announce lang actually. So, galing tong article sa the Manila Times. Pero nakita ko na rin to sa BPI Trade, I think yesterday. So, May 27, yung article by Jordine B. Lagare. So, yan. Yung first gen receives tender offer notice. So, yeah, yung Asia Holdings Pte. Limited has informed of First Gen Corporation na may intention sila to acquire over 320 million common shares of the Lopez-led company through a tender offer. So, as if you don't know, yung Lopez's is yung key people then like key family dun sa ABS-CBN. So, yeah. In the disclosure last Tuesday, so that's 2 days ago, First Gen said it has received a notice from the Singapore-based firm for the conduct of public and voluntary tender offer to acquire at least 215 million common shares, and then yung maximum is at 323 million common shares of the listed firm. Wow. And then, of course, the Philippine Stock Exchange approved of First Gen's request for voluntary trading suspension of its shares, which started last Tuesday pa. So, yes, well, nag-end siya yesterday at 9 a.m. And then, First Gen shares were flat nung Tuesday. Tapos, ito, yung tender offer nung sa Pepsi Cola Products Philippines. So, nire-open siya kasi I think konti lang yung nagbenta. I'm not entirely sure about the numbers, the exact numbers. I don't have the data at hand. But then, in-offer siya ulit. I think in-offer to kailan nga ba? Like early this year or like late 2019. But I just saw it and then hindi siya masyado na-catch yung attention ko kasi like ano lang naman, pag pupunta ako sa sa BPI Trade, like yun, titingin lang ng stocks, ano ba yung like may magandang dividends, hanap-hanap lang ng magandang like bargains. Tapos yun, alis na ulit ako and then hindi ko naman siya masyado pinasa, and then ito nga lately mas lalo akong like na curious din sa mga like details and like parang daily report sa BPI Trade and all that stuff. So yan, punta tayo dito. And then yung offer period nga is from May 20 to June 2. So that's like until next week Tuesday. Yep. Okay, bakit andito ka? Ba't lumalabas ka? Okay. And then, yung price nila is at 1.95. And then, kung ninyo napapanood yung video ko previously, I think nasa 1.41 kung nabili yung yung Pepsi shares ko. But yeah, yung deadline actually is to tender is on May 29. So, that is this Friday. So that's tomorrow. Okay, and then yung next one is eto, yung sa first gen, yung na mention sa article earlier. So offer period is from May 27 to June 24, so 1 month siya. And then yung tender offer price is at 22.50. I'm not sure how much ba yung first gen. Tingnan nga natin kung how much yung current price ng first gen. PPI trade. Wala daw internet yung phone ko. Why oh why? Okay, refresh natin yan. Okay, hindi na tayo sa BPI trade. Ano ba yung stock code nila? FGN. Go. So last traded yesterday lang. And then, oh wow. So nag-increase sila ng 14% yesterday. Grabe. Kasi nasa 20.25 na. Yung previous close sila is at 17.74. Laki nung kikitain ha. Like, kasi yesterday lang naman na-announce din eh. So magiging 22.50. Ang laki nung kikitain actually. Kasi yung 52-week low niya is at 14 pesos. So kung nakabili ka nun, like almost like 8.5 pesos per share yung kikita mo. Wow, that is a lot of money. Kung marami ka na biling shares nito. Oh well. So talagang determined yung Singapore-based company na yun to take over this corporation sa Philippines. And yeah, kung meron kayong first gen stocks, then it's a good time for you to sell, I think. Anyway, ayan, we are towards the end of this episode na. Pagdating natin yung sources natin, yeah, yung Investopedia, Wikipedia, Manila Times, and of course BPI Trade. And before tayo mag-end, syempre meron tayong quote. This one is from Vaynerchuk. It's Gary Vay. Sabi niya, if you build a dream around something you love, you're more likely to work hard to get there. Yep. Kasi hindi ka tatama rin, di ba? And then, gusto mo talaga yung ginagawa mo. Nag-enjoy ka. So, more often than not, talagang like magsusumikap ka para, ma-achieve yung goals mo and para mag-excel ka sa field na yun. Anyway, we're gonna end the episode here, guys. Don't forget to like and share if natripan niyo yung content ko. Nakatulong yun sa algorithm ng YouTube. So yeah, para mas marami pang makahanap or like makadiscover nung content na sinishare ko sa inyo. Every Tuesday and Thursday tayo nag-upload ng new episodes. Pero like yesterday, like may natripan akong video eh. Kung hindi pa nakita, like yung yung parang threshold nung broker fees pagka bumibili kayo ng stock. So, lagay ko lang yun sa pop-up banner sa right side ng video kung interested kayo. And yeah, every Tuesday and Thursday tayo nag-upload ng new episodes sa podcast yan. Marami ng platforms yung nagkikarry ng podcast. And yeah, dito sa YouTube syempre. And subscribe na rin kayo sa YouTube para wala kayo ma-miss out. And ring the notification bell. Alright guys, thanks again for watching. Appreciate you all. And always remember, be Peso smart.